team a couple of seasons ago.
And I think once you get into Big Ten, it's different. Look, UC Riverside's a mid-major team, and we'll see what happens in this one. But if you're going to contend in the Big Ten, your defense has to be elite. Been guarding without fouling. They've been putting people on the foul line too much, so I think that's one area Mick Cronin and his staff are focused on is, you want the effort and the intensity defensively, but you can't put the other team on the foul line.
It starts with a steal on that end. Here come the Bruins. Dent averaging 15 his last 5 into Villano. And a right-handed finish for the Bruins' leading scorer.
Well, why is UCLA shooting such high percentages as a team? Not individually as a team, the ball movement. But again, it starts with Dent, getting the guys involved, initiating the offense, but then being unselfish and making the extra pass. See a lot of that from Bilodeau, moving without the ball, easy finishes.
Petit inside for Grady, and he's got the first points for Riverside.
Looking at UC Riverside and what they want to do is there's going to be a lot of ISO on the perimeter, a lot of ISO post-ups, looking for mismatches, which I think works when you're playing mid-major teams. We'll see if they're able to identify any mismatches playing UCLA here.
Then off the dribble 3. And a rebound for Grady.
Has to shoot it, though. And we talked about that all year. His percentages are down, 2 for 17 coming in from 3. But if he stops shooting it, it's going to be a problem for UCLA because they'll just stop guarding him. He needs 1 or 2 to go in and get that confidence back from the three-point line.
Step back 3 from Worthy in the corner. And a rebound flat-footed for Bilodeau. Dent was a 40% three-point shooter last season.
Yeah, it's just gotten into his head now. And at some point you just say, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to make them, and then they start going in. But that's going to be a key for UCLA as we head towards Big Ten Conference plays. Dent and his perimeter shooting.
Henderson on the drive, the leading scorer, took an extra step. Mick Cronin, the head coach for UCLA, the youngest active Division I head coach with at least 500 career wins.
Well, talking to him before the game, what I liked and what I've tried to get through to people is changing the narrative on UCLA, that they're a slow-paced team, that they don't run and all that stuff. Look, just because they're good defensively and it makes the other team use clock, so maybe their tempo numbers are down. They scored 108 the other day. It's not like you can't walk it up and score 108. So this team, we talked already about how good offensively they've been. And they scored, I don't know how many in the second half the other night, but they were down at halftime to Cal Poly and then blew them out.
Plus 23 in that second half. Brady tries the baseline floater, and UCLA can take back the lead nearly 3 minutes in.
I think more of this, too, where whoever gets it can bring it. Daly can bring it. Scott Clark can bring it. Dent, obviously. See how Booker responds. Didn't play a lot because of the matchup the other day. Scott Clark with the finish, but Booker only played 3+ minutes on Friday night just because of how Cal Poly plays, spread you out, 5-out three-point shooting. Let's see if he plays with a little more force tonight or today based on not having played much on Friday night.
Sky Clark deflects it into the backcourt. It's a little too far for him. And it's 16 to shoot for UC Riverside. Riverside coming off a loss to St. Thomas on the road last time out.
It's a tough game for them. St. Thomas is in Minnesota. Had to fly back only 1 day in between to prepare for this one, but such is life for a mid-major in the non-con.
Cyrus Grady. The transfer from Utah Valley underneath, and Worthy finishes on the right block.
The composure by Grady that time. Took the hit from Bilodeau. Able to find the drop-off pass for the layup.
There's Clark coming off his co-Big Ten Player of the Week selection. Booker. And an offensive rebound, Daly. And it recycles.
You see this, and we've seen it all through November and December. The one area that really sticks out when talking about mid-majors leveling up to high majors is the size and athleticism. So can you compete with them on the backboard?
Sky Clark almost had a steal, but it's UC Riverside ball when we return. The Bruins up 6-4.
But Riverside, Cal Poly are excited to come into Poly Pavilion and play. So UCLA understands that and is used to it, that you're going to get these teams' best shot because of their excitement being in Pauley Pavilion.
DJ Colley splits the defense and heads to the free throw line. Tally a foul on Donovan Dent. His first. Colley, the transfer from Montana State, 4th in the Big West in blocks. You look up and down this starting 5 for Riverside, Don. They've got some guys who can play and have experience at the Division I level.
Well, how difficult, though, Gus Argenal, first-year head coach, basically had to turn the entire roster over, only 2 returning players. So that makes it difficult. And so you're coaching on the fly, learning on the fly with all new personnel at a new place. And I've heard a lot of good things about Gus Argenal and his ability to teach. Tremendous amount of success at the D2 level, Cal State San Bernardino.
Went to a Final Four. Kind of comes under the Musselman tree. Assistant with him at Nevada and Arkansas. Villanova to Dent. Booker, his second 3 attempt.
Well, he can do that. You don't want him out there a lot, but 7 for 14 on the season as Daly gets the bucket to go. But as we get into Big Ten play in another 10 days or so, Booker's ability to step out against some of these other bigs in the Big Ten will be a factor. But again, you don't want him out there the entire time, but he can make it if you leave him.
Sky Clark with the steal. Villanova off 2 feet and off the window for 2.
I think the right move there to get to 2 feet instead of going straight to the backboard. Probably would have gotten blocked, got himself under control, on balance, and finished. You want to hear something crazy, Carlo? I was talking to Dave Andrews, the strength coach for UCLA, before the game today. You see Riverside gets the bucket. He's telling me, how much do you think, and don't look at your board.
Okay.
How much do you think Sky Clark weighs?
Looking at him?
Yeah.
180.
225.
What? And where is he hiding that weight?
At barely 6 feet. That was shocking when I heard that before the game today. But it just, he's pound for pound the strongest guy on this UCLA team. And I think that shows. We talked so much about his shooting this year, but defensively, ability to switch on to bigs, even at his size, because he's so strong and he has that leverage, low body strength. Just a weapon defensively because of that. But I was shocked when I heard how much he weighed.
Yeah, physically, hard to get around him. When you talked about him not being able to be screened, how much that strength helps him. Grady with 6 to shoot. Riverside looking to tie. Daniel Dalton in the lane. And he's fouled just before the shot clock violation.
Wow, what a break for Riverside. That shot clock was about to stop. If you're Gus Argenal, you like the start here. First 6+ minutes. Only down 2. We saw this the other night. Cal Poly had the lead the other night against UCLA at halftime. And then UCLA turned up the defense and ended up winning that one going away.
So Daniel Dalton steps to the free throw line, where he is 70% on the season. Been in and out of the lineup, the transfer from San Francisco State, where he's an all-conference second-teamer. Big substitution here for Mick Cronin.
You want to know when a coach is mad? When you see the 4-out or 5-out from a coach. So obviously not pleased here early with the defense. Sky Clark, the only starter to stay in.
Let's see what the second unit of Williams, Perry, Brown, and Jamerson does. 10-10 our score. 7th all-time matchup between these two schools. Here's Trent Perry. The sophomore creates contact, and he heads to the free throw line. Breakout year here for Perry. He has nearly tripled his scoring from last season.
Made a couple mistakes the other night defensively, but that's part of it, is growth of a young player. But he has definitely made a jump this year. Much more confident this year than last. On that last play, I would have liked to see him do. He got the contact and got to the foul line, but that was a clear runner floater game shot right over the top of the defender. Sometimes you don't get that call when you go chest to chest with the defender. He got it, but you eliminate it being on the official by just getting to that runner or floater.
First two free throws for the Bruins go down.
UCLA got to try and speed things up here a little bit. Good execution by Riverside to finish on the other end.
Cyrus Grady coming in averaging 20 his last two games. Jamar Brown out to Jamerson. Perry waits for the screen. Gets into the paint. Jamerson tries to tap it.
Got to leave that one alone. But see, that's exactly what I was talking about, Carlo. That time, Trent Perry didn't get the whistle. Same play, chest to chest. There was contact, but didn't get it. And Jamerson just a hair too early.
Jamerson was one of the best offensive rebounders in the nation last year, and just trying to do the same off the bench for UCLA.
Tell you who we haven't talked about yet. He just came into the game. Jamar Brown played really well the other night. 14 points, 6 of 7 shooting. I'm telling you, he's going to be a factor once we get into Big Ten play. He's going to have games where he's going to come off and either get UCLA back in it or extend the lead. He's got the ability to make threes, but a tough defender, rebounder. I think his role will be even more as the season goes on.
He was a big part of that second half for UCLA last time out. He started the second half.
Especially when they go small. I don't know how many nights UCLA is going to go small once we get into Big Ten play again. But if they do, put Bilodeau at the 5, he can play the 3 or 4 so strong.
Bilodeau and a foul going on Riverside. Baseline out of bounds for the Bruins.
See if they go to Clark here. They've been running a lot of these baseline out of bounds to get him shots.
Williams left alone. Knocks down the 3.
If you're just going to stand in the paint like Hawley did, Brandon Williams has to at least take that shot. Made that one.
First 3 for either team.
You can't allow defenders just to stand 5 or 6 feet off you in the paint.
Jay Colley hands to Tyler Jones. He's sandwiched. And a rebound, Jamar Brown. Bruins can take their largest lead with a bucket. Bilodeau in rhythm. And in.
We keep talking about how confident Sky Clark is shooting at Bilodeau. Same thing. In rhythm, transition, Trent Perry pushing it, probing, and then on the trail, Bilodeau coming from behind. UCLA shooting it so well this year. Gave UCLA a scare that night here.
It's been back and forth basketball early. Bruins with their biggest advantage. Colley into Williams and a blocking foul and a chance for a 3-point play.
Williams in between there. Set up to take the hit, take the charge, but didn't commit to it, then tried to contest. When you're in between like that, it's probably going to be a foul because there's contact. See that? He was set, and then he started to try to go up to contest it. Put UC Riverside on the line. That's what I was saying earlier, Carlo. Like that's a factor. Like not fouling as much is a thing that you can clean up, but still be as effective defensively. UCLA here early in the year just fouling too much, which is different from years past. Since Mick Cronin's been here, they've been so good at guarding without fouling.
Here's Sky Clark. Williams put back in and out. And Riverside can tie or pull within 1.
Such a tough game. One thing we haven't mentioned, Carlo, this is such a tough game for UCLA. Everybody's traveling after the game to go home. They have a few days off for the Christmas break before they come back. So are you really locked in and focused, especially on the defensive end?
Cyrus Grady could not get the roll. Good box out from Sky Clark. Yeah, you packed a suitcase earlier today and brought it to the arena. And Perry fouled on a straight line drive. Sunday, a hoops doubleheader comes your way as Maryland takes on Old Dominion, followed by Oregon against Omaha. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Ducks fell in this building earlier this season. Jamar Brown.
Those are the plays Brown makes. Just effort, hustle, around the ball. A really good rebounder for his position.
Curry all over Petit.
Like the ball pressure on this possession, UCLA. There you go.
Jamar Brown with the steal. And the red carpet to the rim. UCLA up 7.
That looked a lot like Friday night in the second half against Cal Poly. The defense ramped up, got into people, ball pressure, led to a lot of turnovers from Cal Poly and a lot of runouts for UCLA.
Grady on the outside, shows it, and flips it in.
Tough shot. Pretty good defense from Williams, just better offense from Grady.
Clark taps on the brakes and back on the accelerator to the rim. And a timeout, Riverside. UCLA shooting 50%.
Pick up all the concepts because every place is different. Every coach does it differently. So I'm not surprised that Scott Clark, having been here for a full year already, is having the type of year he's having.
It's heat for Riverside out of the timeout. As the Bruins have built a 7-point lead. Brady's got an early 6, bounces it to Worthy.
A little comfortable to start for UC Riverside. It's a little uncomfortable now because of UCLA picking up the intensity on this end.
Daly heads to the bench. Riverside picked to finish 9th in the Big West. Here's Petit.
Good show by Bilodeau.
Finds Daniel Dalton. Almost threw it down. Brandon Williams the foul.
I like the fact that Brandon Williams didn't give up on that play. That he easily just let him go in there and dunk it, but challenged him. Even though we've talked about the area of UCLA maybe fouling a little too much, I like that play. No free ones in here.
And you earn a miss at the free throw line. First miss for Riverside. Williams checks out. Jamerson checks in.
Well, getting back to what you mentioned earlier about players being at the same place for a couple years or having a year under the belt, same place. Mick Cronin and his staff have done a terrific job of retention of good players, but also going to the portal for what they need. And Donovan Dent being one of them.
And a chance for an and one.
So it's not like this is a brand new team. Yes, there's a couple new players, but there's some guys, returners, that can lead it, that understand it. Dent's so good at drawing fouls, contact, and then finishing the play.
How important is that when you're trying to set a consistent culture to have guys who've done it before?
Well, because of the portal and NIL now, it's hard to retain. Coaches will tell you you have to re-recruit your players throughout the year to get them to stay. And so that's what I'm saying. Mick Cronin and his staff to be able to keep, you know how much NIL Bilodeau could have gotten, Scott Clark could have gotten going somewhere else. And so you have to want to be here. It is UCLA, so that helps. But I just think Mick Cronin's found the right balance. And you see him on the sidelines getting animated and all that, but players love playing for him. They do. You have to understand what you're coming into in playing for Mick Cronin. Accountability on both ends of the floor. And if you understand that, there's no wondering when playing at UCLA for Mick Cronin. You know exactly what's expected, and if you're not doing it, guess what? You're probably not going to play.
Donovan Dent talked about that was one of the reasons he wanted to come here. He was going to be held accountable on the defensive end and grow that part of his game.
Well, that's a fact here. If you don't guard and you can't guard your position, you're not playing. But Mick's had a tremendous amount of success since he's been here.
Baseline jumper from Dylan Godfrey goes. Newport Beach native. And it's back to a single-digit Bruin lead. UCLA trying to remain undefeated here at Pauley Pavilion. Jamerson.
Nice.
Gets the home bounce.
Like that by Perry, too. Kind of manufactured their own play. Called over the ball screen. Jamerson on the roll. Changes directions back over his left shoulder for that finish.
Brady. Not a lot of daylight in a jump ball.
Again. But when you get to that senior year and you get off to a good start and you're confident, which he is, I don't see any reason why those numbers won't stay around where they're at right now.
Perry.
Good pass.
Brown in the corner. Foul goes on UC Riverside as Bilodeau was fighting for the rebound. Bilodeau finally playing his natural position too. Played a little bit of 5 last year. He's really a 4 this season.
Well, no, Carlo, he played a lot of 5 last year, and so I think that's the key to me is, yes, he's back to his natural position of 4, but he's going to play some 5 this year just because of matchups and how other teams play. But I think he's found out that when he plays the 5, he gets a better matchup. When he can take bigger 5s out on the perimeter from behind the three-point line, and then when they switch smallers onto him, he can go down to that mid-post and punish him. But certainly capable of playing either.
Clark a little long on the jumper. Here comes Riverside on the break. Worthy. Godfrey, corner 3.
Good
And a
hand by
steal
Clark.
from Clark. Brady had the rebound. Clark took it away.
Good trail again for Bilodeau.
17-7 Bruin run. Bilodeau wants the 3. Rebound out to Riverside and a timeout. As it looks like DeAndre Petit is down, grabbing his left knee. He's their best 3-point shooter.
You hate those non-contact injuries. You obviously don't know what it is, but anytime a guy gets hurt without any contact, let's hope for the best.
Yeah, you just hope he's okay as he's getting helped off the hardwood. Immediately grabbing that left knee.
You hope in those situations, because I didn't see it, maybe it's a bump knee, but I don't know if that was a bump knee there. Hope he's all right.
Already a shallow bench for Riverside, and they lose one of their starters. Grady, another floater.
Coming off a 21-18 game. Big West Player of the Week.
Cuts the UCLA lead to 8. Perry heads back to the free throw line. Trent Perry, who wore number 1 last season, but changing to 0 this season. That was his number in high school. Part of the mental psychology of trying to get back to who he was. McDonald's All-American.
Well, everyone's journey is different, Carlo, and I think a lot of players, especially McDonald's All-Americans, think it's going to be immediate success when you step into college, no matter where you go and no matter who you are. And for some it is, but for some it isn't, and he had to learn, especially on the defensive end last year, decision-making offensively, but he has certainly learned from last year, gotten better this offseason, and a much better player for UCLA this year.
Lamar Brown's effort earns an extra opportunity. Bilodeau bullying, puts it in, less contact.
That's what I'm saying. He's a matchup nightmare. Because of his ability to do this, back guys down, he's gotten so much better at it. more on balance now. He's gotten stronger. But then he can step out and make a three. So who do you put on him? So usually the bigger guys don't want to guard out at the three-point line, so you put a smaller guy on him, takes him right down there and scores. The efficiency is off the charts.
Yeah. And maybe the most impressive part is he's averaging 17 and a half. He leads the team in scoring. So the attempts are up there, and he's still efficient. Largest lead for the Bruins.
I would look at it the other way, Carlo, that he's leading the team without a lot of volume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Like, because everyone's getting involved, but his efficiency is what's allowed him to be the leading scorer on the team.
There he draws contact and earns UCLA the ball.
Job by Perry sliding his feet. I think it might have been a block had the offensive player not extended his arm.
We were tied at 12. UCLA opened up a 17-7 run. Perry, more free throws, and another field goal.
The UCLA guards taking advantage of the UC Riverside guards, just putting their heads down and getting the contact. We started the show talking about an area of concern for UCLA is guarding without fouling. UC Riverside has got a guard without fouling. Perry's already been to the line 4 times.
A 70% free throw shooter gives UCLA a 15-point lead. 6-0 run.
Certainly a different story today than it was Friday night in the first half.
Daniel Jones blocked up top. Brown tries to save it, and it's off Scott Clark.
One thing I don't understand, players, if you're going to go all the way from the three-point line straight down the line or straight down the lane, how long does that take and how many defenders can come over and contest that? There was 3 UCLA players around that shot that got blocked. It's just, it takes so long to drive it from the top and not expect secondary defenders to come over. So Bilodeau's kind of there too, but Jamerson's there. Jamar Brown was sort of there, but you know you're going to get challenged at the rim if you take it all the way from the three-point line to the front of the rim.
Officials trying to figure out how much time to put on the shot clock. They'll say Jamar Brown had possession. Or he didn't have possession. They put the shot clock at 20. Henderson, just his second shot. It's an air ball long. It's the team's leading scorer. 17 points a game, 4th most in the conference.
Brent Perry getting a big chunk of minutes here.
Bilodeau.
Rare miss from him from behind the line. Got a good look at it.
Leading the team with 10 points. Here's Tyler Jones. Parachutes a pass into the quarter. Grady couldn't hang on to it. And they tag Bilodeau with a foul. Well, completely, you mentioned the different story here, John. It was a close one with Cal Poly in the first half, and then the Bruins stepped on the gas in the second.
Yeah, but 2 totally different teams. Cal Poly, 5 out, not a lot of bigs. Drive it, kick it, 3-pointers. They were making some of them, or a lot of them in the first half. Riverside, much different. Haven't shot a lot of threes yet. We talked about that a lot on Friday, how much that 3-point shot is such a great equalizer. If you can make them, you can do a lot of things wrong and still stay in the game.
Grady looking for double figures here in this first half. Xavier Booker checks in. Final 5 of this first half. UCLA Up by 13, looking for their 7th straight win over Riverside. Clark with 10 on the timer. Off the dribble. Rebound tapped out to Jamar Brown. Bilodeau. Bullseye.
Sometimes that's too much time. Nobody around you. Different cadence on your release. But he's shooting it with such confidence right now. He could be open or contested. Doesn't matter.
Henderson double team. Grady, the long 2 is true.
Tough shot.
Grady, Big West Player of the Week. Still hot from last week. Perry, the 3. Yes, sir. Back-to-back 3.
Got off the pin down from Bilodeau. No hesitation. Right into it in rhythm. And knocks it in.
Started 2 for 9 from distance. They're 2 for the last 2 as Sky Clark creates another steal.
Look at his hands been on the defensive end here today.
Clark. And it's out of bounds to Riverside.
Because we know 4-on-4 is better than 5-on-5 for the offense because of the spacing. And so we'll see as time goes on, but I just think it's interesting that Sky Clark only has 1 attempt so far in this game from behind the three-point line.
Shooting 51%, the 5th highest mark in the nation. Another turnover by the Bruins. They forced the 9th on Riverside.
Haven't seen Donovan Dent in a while.
And Eric Freeney's out there for the first time for UCLA. 10 on the shot clock. Bilodeau. A little short. Here comes Grady. He's got a team high 14, make it 16, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Let's take a look and see Bilodeau. Vern Harris had him with the hit on the head. It might have been a hit on the hair. Grady's got some big hair. Does that count as a foul if you hit him in the hair?
Well, that's the advantage, right?
Yeah.
I always felt, and I don't know if you agree with this, but the longer the hair you have, the more likely you're able to get a foul. Because when you get hit, it kind of goes everywhere.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
One thing I was going to mention on that last possession, the one thing Tyler Bilodeau has gotten to understand as his career's gone on is if he sets good screens, he's going to be open. Like some players don't understand that. If you set a good screen, that means they have to help on the guy you're setting the screen on, the offensive guy, and that gets you open.
Perry misses from the mid-range. Riverside the other way. Daniel Dalton sneaks by the defense.
Miscommunication from UCLA. Give UC Riverside credit. It looked like UCLA was going to bust this thing open, cut it back down to 12.
Yet to make a 3. Booker from outside. Yes, sir.
If you help off of him, or if you're going to just drop coverage, he can make you pay.
Coming up, stick around for the halftime show presented by State Farm. Don and I won't go anywhere. We're right here.
It's been somewhat of a physical game. But I think if Riverside's going to get back into this, looking ahead to the second half, they have to do a better job of trying to get stops without fouling.
DJ Colley with 3 fouls, one of their starters. Jamerson dumps it off. Williams, and another foul. We're good. So free throws here for Brandon Williams. Unable to connect on the first. Sitting at 50% this season, the former #1 recruit out of the state of New York.
Hope nothing's wrong with Donovan Dent. Hasn't been in a while, maybe just not doing what Mick Cronin wants in this first half, but certainly interesting that played 7.5 minutes, but I haven't seen him for a while.
Coming up on the final minute of the first half. Worthy wants the three. Riverside 0 for 5 from outside the arc. Clark behind the back to Jamerson. He spins. Leaves it short. And out of bounds to UCLA.
Like for Jamerson just to go with his first instinct on that. Change directions like 3 times, trying to get back to that left shoulder. Just go to your left shoulder first. Try to elevate over the top of the defender.
Clark. Another foul. This will go on Godfrey, and it puts UCLA at the line. Check that, they put it on Freeney for UCLA. And now it's Riverside to get to the line. To be free throw attempts, 11 and 12. If Henderson hits the first, we've almost had 20 of them in the opening 20 minutes. Talked earlier about coaches setting culture. Henderson came over with his head coach from Cal State San Bernardino. He was the team's leading scorer. Leads the Mountain West in minutes per game. There you see Gus Arginal in his first season.
You always wonder when a player levels up from D2 to D1 and how that's going to translate. Usually if guys can score, you can score at the next level. That usually translates. Like if you can really score, you're probably going to be able to score at the next level too.
These are the first 2 points for the team's leading scorer. UCLA is honed in on him. Clark letting the clock wind down. Sky Clark, the spin. Almost the finish.
Riverside's got time.
They can cut the lead to 10 with a 3.
They're just going to ISO here for Henderson.
Henderson pulls up. And a putback by Daniel Dalton. Takes us to half. UCLA led by as many as 17, but Riverside.
A lot of isolation, backing guys down. Haven't seen much of that. Probably understanding that there's not a lot of mismatches to take advantage of down on the block when you level up in competition.
Riverside begins with the ball. Second half is off. Worthy on the Euro step and the finger roll.
Not a good start for the UCLA defense. Worthy just turns the corner, puts the defender in jail, and continues easy layup right at the front of the rim.
Back to a single-digit Bruin lead. Billino. 1-15 for Tyler Billino.
Been following him, doing games since his freshman year at Oregon State, and just the jump he's made every year. And this year, what's clear to me is not just the confidence is sky high, just he's gotten so strong that physicality doesn't affect him anymore. Like maybe last year, the year before that play that we just saw, he doesn't finish the play but gets the foul. Now it's an easy finish for him, getting that contact and then scoring the basket.
Got a game-high 16 points in just 17 minutes. Drew Henderson on the one-legged step back. And ricochets off front of the rim. Extra pass.
Oh, it's wide open, gave it up.
Dent the 3. Offensive rebound, Billino.
Go to work, you got the offensive rebound, score it.
He spins and scores.
It's always been my philosophy, Carlo. If you work hard enough to get an offensive rebound, you deserve the right to try and score it. Why are you passing it out?
Cauley. Grady with a right hand, a little strong, and a rebound for Sky Clark.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Gonna look at DeAndre Petit, who went down with that knee injury earlier in the contest. One of their starters.
Yeah, that non-contact injury, not good. We don't know. Get some imaging, I'm sure, in the next day or two, but hate to see that.
Clark for two, and it goes.
Mentioned earlier, they're running a lot of their baseline out-of-bounds stuff for Clark to come off the screens and knock down shots. What's interesting about that one, it was inside the line. Usually it's for a corner three, not a corner two.
Worthy the straight line drive. And BJ Cauley fouled on the putback.
Well, that's another area. We talked about the foul, guarding without fouling. You see Riverside's been getting more offensive rebounds than I think Mick Cronin would like. Talking to Bilodeau about it right now.
Got 7 of them. As Cauley steps to the line for 2. 4 for 4 from the free throw line is BJ Cauley. Gus Argenal has experience at the Division I level. His first season with the Highlanders. Spent the last 2 seasons at Cal State San Bernardino, where he led them to back-to-back D2 tournament champions and a Final Four berth. Rebound for Bilodeau. Clark turns the corner, gets downhill and finishes.
Again, defenses are expecting him at the three-point line. Friday night coming into today as well, turning the corner, putting it down, getting to the front of the rim.
And Worthy all the way to the cup with little resistance.
Just don't see that very often from a Mick Cronin coach team. Guys just straight lining it from the top, getting all the way to the rim with nobody rotating over.
Bilodeau, the no-look, Dent. Rebound, Daniel Dalton. Here, Daly slips, so it's 5-on-4 momentarily, and then Daly's got the steal. Daly, good contact, and the bucket.
How often do you see that? Guys falls down on one end, late to get back in the play. The offense doesn't remember that he was down, and then they come back in the play and get a steal because you weren't accounting for him, but Daly all the way takes the hit. Three-point opportunity.
Daly up to 6 points as he steps to the free throw line for the first time today.
UCLA up to 18 now. There's plenty of time to go, but you feel like this game's going to go one way or the other. UC Riverside's going to make a couple plays and cut into the lead, or UCLA's going to continue to push this lead out.
A teetering point in the game. Where does Riverside go offensively? Henderson, their leading scorer. Cauley, 5 to shoot. Daniel Dalton on the step back 3. It's flat. Bilodeau all the way to the cup, and it pops out.
Took off too early. Should have just laid that one in. You have to be able to adjust on that. You know when you take off of one leg whether you're going to get there or not. You have to adjust if you know you took off too early.
Cyrus Grady can't muscle one in. UCLA a chance for a 20-point lead for the first time. Booker, the spin, the floater, the foul, and the finish. And a chance for a 3-point play.
Now turn down the three. put it down with the left, spun back, and then spun back again, wanting to get to that left hand, right shoulder, or step through. Not really a spin back, that extra step. Didn't see much contact there, but he'll take it.
A transfer from Michigan State. As Don, you pointed out earlier, limited minutes the last 2 games, really just because of matchups, and getting an extended run here today. He's got 6 points.
Changing the way he plays this year. He was more of a perimeter player at Michigan State, wanted to be out on the perimeter, shoot threes. Mick Cronin has challenged him to be more of a traditional big, to go along with some of that perimeter shooting, rebound, protect the rim. Being asked to do more here this year.
4 to shoot. Grady Henderson buries the 3. That is the first 3 of the game for Riverside. They're 1 for 8. And Donovan Dent, more contact and more buckets. Dent to complete the 3-point play. Dalton the rebound. Had 27 combined free throw attempts in this game.
I just tell Dent's not right shooting the ball. It's not rhythmic.
Worthy Jr. steps back and slashes a 3. He's been aggressive here in the second half for UC Riverside.
It's still at 17. UC Riverside's got to string together some stops here if they want to get all the way back.
Henderson on the steal, one-on-one with Booker. Leaves it for Grady, who slams it through with 2 hands. Booker in his own zip code. Jamar Brown, the offensive rebound.
There's a lot of those 50-50 balls, doesn't he, Jamar Brown?
Dent looking for space. And a rebound out to Godfrey and Riverside. UCLA was up 21. Riverside trying to cut it. And free throws upcoming for Daniel Dalton. Sunday, catch a women's hoops triple header. Illinois faces Purdue, then the Bruins battle Ohio State in a top 20 showdown, followed by number 14 Iowa against Penn State. The action tips off at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Both Bet sisters in action for UCLA as they look to get back to the Final Four on the women's side. Second free throw for Daniel Dalton. And he misses both. So the lead sits at 15.
It's interesting, a lot of the second half, to start this second half, Scott Clark has been initiating the offense and Dent's been playing off the ball. Really, it's flipped.
Henderson pushing, shoveling, Grady. Puts it in, plus contact. Osiris Grady with 19, looking for 20. And it's back to a 13-point game.
I feel like every time UCLA gets this to 17, 19, something like that, they exhale a little bit. UC Riverside makes a couple plays to keep their hope alive in this one. Still way too much time to go.
It's a 7-0 run in a minute 21 for Riverside. Grady, the former 4-star recruit, top 100 player. Is up to 20 today. And it's back to a 12-point game. Bilodeau with a team-high 18 defers to Clark. The co-Big Ten Player of the Week bounces it to Bilodeau. Blocked with a foul. Daniel Dalton came to contest, and Bilodeau heads to the free throw line. Free throws 14 and 15 for UCLA today.
Interesting, that time Bilodeau didn't take off too early and could have dunked that, decided to lay it up. Got challenged at the rim, got himself 2 free throws.
Just his second trip to the free throw line.
And that's part of being a leading scorer on a team. Can't be all jumpers. Can't be all made FGAs. You got to get to the free throw line if you're going to really be the leading scorer on a team. Coming into today, the last two games, 8 for 8 from the foul line. But if you're shooting 92%, which Bilodeau is, I would want to get to the free throw line as much as possible.
He is perfect on the preview. 5th 20-point game for Bilodeau. He's 4 away from his season high. Riverside's made 4 in a row here. Worthy Jr. And Sky Clark using all that muscle to stay in front.
Worthy, the first possession of this half, got all the way to the rim and scored. And now I think he thinks he can duplicate that. Better job by Sky Clark and UCLA of contesting that. Good no call by the officials.
Perry orchestrates. Bilodeau on the duck in. And the jumper is in.
He's good at that. That's not an easy shot. I mean, he makes it look easy, but that little touch 5-6 footer, especially for a big, is not easy. He consistently makes that look easy.
Henderson to Worthy and the left-handed floater.
Well, you know they're driving. How many threes have they shot today? 8? Like UCLA's got to do a better job of keeping guys in front. Not really a threat from behind the three-point line.
They've only made 2. Bilodeau, a bucket away from matching his season high. A little heavy on the touch, and then Jamar Brown earns a jump ball.
Rare miss for Bilodeau that deep.
How many possessions do you think Jamar Brown earns UCLA a night just with his effort?
Yeah, a lot. It's a skill. Playing hard is a skill, and he plays hard.
Brown gives it up. Williams. Rebound for Henderson.
I like that, though, by Brown. He could have turned the corner and tried to look for something for himself. Instead, kicked it out to Williams for a wide-open 3.
Worthy left his feet with nowhere to go. Here comes Perry. The foul in the finish. 4 and 1s just in this second half for UCLA, and a chance for one more.
Well, not a smart foul by Henderson. There was no way he was going to get to that, challenge that, get him to miss. Just pushed him in the back for no reason. Again, if you're going to come all the way back, Riverside can't afford lapses like that.
Gus Arginal dealing with the foul trouble as Perry connects on the free throw. 4 for Colley, 4 for Daniel Dalton, 3 now for Worthy.
Well, there's been a lot of fouls in this game. Players really haven't adjusted to it.
Cyrus Grady with a team high 20. Tyler Jones on the baseline, fall away. Jamar Brown the rebound. Bilodeau. He's got a season high 25.
And that's a shot he wouldn't even have attempted last year. Off the pass, contested, don't matter. Still knocked it in 23 minutes.
Everything he has touched today has turned to gold as Riverside works into the front court. UCLA back up 20. Their largest lead is 21. Worthy follows his own miss. Henderson came in averaging 17. He's working on 5 points. He creates space. Offensive rebound. BJ Colley in the lane. And UCLA forces the 15th Riverside turnover.
So they got a pretty good break here, not only for Christmas to go home or do whatever they're doing, and then come back and have a good rip of practice time before heading out to Iowa.
Iowa top 25 team. The rankings came out yesterday. They're at 25th. Clark gives UCLA their largest lead.
What I like about Bilodeau, could have forced that one up, maybe tried to get fouled because he's got it going here in the second half, but instead, unselfish play to Clark.
12-2 Bruin run in less than 3 minutes.
See if they can sustain it this time.
Polly on the baseline. Double teamed, contact, and the finish. Get a look at the Bruins schedule coming up. 4 of 5 on the road, Don.
Yeah, tough way to open up, or not open up, restart Big Ten play. Remember, every Big Ten team played 2 games in early December. But yeah, it's just from a travel standpoint, forget who they're playing. Tough to play 4 or 5 going that far that way.
Ollie misses the free throw. Riverside's left 6 points of the line. Dent on the hit ahead. DeMar Brown looks for Bilodeau. 1 point off his career high.
Let it go.
He spins, he fades, and he fills it up. A career high 27 for Tyler Bilodeau.
Well, he made it easier, play harder. But again, when you're playing with so much confidence, I guess it doesn't matter. But had space to let the first one go. Instead, put it down, got the hit, and spun back to his right shoulder.
Only one Bruin has scored 30 this season, and that was Sky Clark in the last game against Cal Poly.
See, look, right there, jab, go right. He had it right there. Decides to put it down, spin off, go back to it. Like I said, at this point, with how Bilodeau's playing, doesn't matter.
Clark dancing. In reverse with a right hand.
Speaking of a mismatch, Clark, they spread out, let him have the entire top. Got back to his right hand, easy finish.
Godfrey looking for Henderson. 10 on the shot clock. Marquis Worthy Jr. with 5 to shoot. He's got 7 this half. And throws it over the head of Grady into the Bruins.
Probably too close there. Worthy probably should have just shot that.
UCLA a chance to add to their largest lead.
Same game.
Bilodeau bullying. Just a bit short.
Make it so much easier on himself just to attempt that first one.
Back-to-back turnovers. Riverside now up to 18.
He's such a good mid-range shooter, Bilodeau. No reason to make it harder on yourself and expend more energy. And that time it was a worse shot than the first one.
Bruins undefeated at home. Looking for win number 9 in this building. The steal underneath by Henderson.
Tried to jam it in there to Daly. Probably wasn't there, obviously.
Cyrus Grady, another 20-point game. Shot clock under 10. Jones tries to force it. 3 straight turnovers for Riverside. Clark, and a blocking foul.
Free throws.
Sky Clark and Tyler Bilodeau outscoring Riverside this half by themselves. They've got 22 combined. Riverside with 20. .27 points, a career high for Tyler Bilodeau.
I wonder if Bilodeau will come back. 8 minutes to go, but up 24. Although not much. Don't need rest at this point. They have such a big break like we just talked about until their next game.
And the importance of Bilodeau, even when Sky Clark's not knocking down threes, they're still at 80 points with 8 minutes left because the offense is coming from everywhere else.
Yeah, no doubt. This team isn't reliant on one guy to get going for them to win. It can be a number of guys.
Jamar Brown looking for the steal, picks up the improvement game for the Trojans. They'll start with Michigan, then Michigan State. And for Nebraska, best start in program history. Big win on the road against Illinois. UCLA trying to come away with a win before they'll head to Iowa on the 3rd. And Colley fouled by Jamerson. Second on Jamerson. And BJ Colley, who's attempted 6 free throws, will shoot number 7 and 8. Kind of a similar story to Cal Poly in terms of the fact that UCLA has just forced turnover after turnover here in the second half. 7 turnovers last 5 minutes by Riverside.
19 for the game. We still got 7:42 to go.
10. Scored on that one. He's 2 for 7. Final non-con game for Riverside. They'll take on Hawaii on New Year's Day. Colley fouled again. And you do not give him continuation.
Well, you know what's coming. That's 2 or 3 times in a row. Colley's established position in that mid-post area and driven it right. Like, you know it's coming. Just sit on it, let him run you over. You know he's not shooting it for sure. And he's trying to get fouled.
He earns himself another. Former Conference Freshman of the Year at Western Washington. From Everett, Washington, and transferred here from Montana State. Colley connects on both. Here comes Sky Clark back into the game. There's one thing, Don, that will probably be a focus in these next couple of practice days for Mick Cronin. What do you think that would be?
I think guarding without fouling still. I think that's still an issue. I think offensively they're fine. I think there's not much to really improve. I think that's more just sustaining it. But defensively, just there's things in watching UCLA so far in the non-con that you're not used to seeing when watching a Mick Cronin coached UCLA defense. Like straight lines to the rim, offensive rebounding. Just not as sharp defensively as I think they can be.
Cronin believes he can get his team to get back to that elite defense level. The standard here at UCLA. Colley, no. Clark and Dent battle for it. And it's out of bounds to the Bruins. Donovan Dent a little slow to get up. As Bilodeau's going to check back in with his 27 points.
It's interesting, UCLA's kind of hit a lull here offensively since Bilodeau went out.
You're right, Don. No field goals last 3 minutes.
If they go back to him here.
And dodging defenders and heading to the free throw line. Maybe a chance for Donovan Dent to get going, see a couple go in from the charity stripe.
That's the thing. He struggled at the free throw line, too. And again, it just looks like he's thinking about it. You have to get to a place where there's no thought. You rely on your muscle memory in your shooting, and you're not affected by what's happened before or what's going to happen. Just go up there and knock it in.
Gets a roll on the first. He has talked about how he feels the support from his teammates. Everyone telling him to be himself.
Yeah.
Gives him a lot of confidence.
Easier said than done. Once you get going bad, you start thinking about it, you start pressing. So 2 for 2 there.
6.5 to go. UCLA looking to improve to 10-3 before the restart in the Big Ten. Godfrey to Jones. Here we go again.
There you go. Just like I said. It's so simple. Know he's going right. Know he's not shooting. So just stand there and take the hit.
Tyler must have been listening to you.
Well, I mean, it's not that difficult to understand when you have a player like that you know is a driver.
All he's done, by the way, that's his fifth. First matchup between these two teams since November 2023. UCLA needed a buzzer beater to win that one. Doesn't look like they'll need that today. Behind a career-high 27 from Tyler Bilodeau. Dents turns the corner. Bilodeau for 30. Why not? Tyler Bilodeau.
All set up by Dent. You know, we've talked about Dent's shooting struggles, and they're real. But his playmaking is real as well. Drive, kick out, Bilodeau. Game has just been so much easier for Tyler Bilodeau this year playing with Donovan Dent.
Sky Clark, the first 30-point game of the season for UCLA on Friday. Bilodeau joins him today. Daniel Dalton, a couple of pumps. Bilodeau the block.
Not known for his shot blocking, but got that one.
Doing it on both ends. And a right-handed layup goes for Waller. The freshman out of Australia is on the board. Harry Dingley Jr. gets upstairs.
Good find by Perry. Good cut by Daly. You're not taught to jump in the air to pass, but in this day and age, it kind of works. You see it a lot more now.
Waller, back-to-back buckets. That's a season high for Ben Waller. Perry had 5 assists in the first half. Bilodeau sheds the defense.
Why'd he wait?
And gets fouled.
Guess wait to get fouled.
Head to the free throw line for a chance at 31 and 32. That is the 5th.
But
Daniel Dalton.
he hesitated because he didn't realize how wide open he was. And then he said, well, maybe I should put this on the ground and get to the rim. And then defense started rotating over. So he took one dribble and pulled up, but got himself to the foul line for 2.
Bilodeau. He's got 31.
Sometimes that freaks you out when that happens, when you're that wide open on the court.
He just continues.
92% at the line.
32 points is the highest by a Bruin since 2021 when Johnny Juzang did it. There's still 4 minutes to play. Henderson on the step back.
My guess is Tyler Bilodeau is not going to finish this last 4 minutes.
Daly, rebound to the rack, and more free throws. UCLA up big to start.
Oh, there's no gimmies, that's the thing, especially on the road. That'll work.
Pretty good for Tyler Bilodeau. Still out there, though.
Yeah. 28. You'll start to see guys get up off the bench now, or pretty soon.
The largest lead for the Bruins on their way to their 7th straight win over Riverside. Godfrey in and out. Perry hits Freeney. Bilodeau looking for 34. And he's coming off the window. Tyler Bilodeau buckets all afternoon.
Inside and out. But again, we've used that word a bunch of times, just ultra efficient.
His career high day continues. Godfrey double team Perry from the weak side. The UCLA bench loves the effort from the sophomore. And that will do it for Bilodeau.
Deserves a big hand. Not just for today, but just how he's played all year.
Spillman checks in for UC Riverside. Godfrey with 3 to shoot. Gotta go. Tyler Jones, does he see it? The answer is no. 21st Riverside turnover. Bruins got to 100 for the first time this season on Friday.
It's interesting. Mick Cronin, after that Cal Poly game on Friday in his press conference, talking about how he was disappointed in the players that came in the game and let Cal Poly score some at the end of the game, that he expects, even if you're a walk-on or a guy that doesn't play very much, you're expected to come in and play even if we're up 20 or 30 or whatever it is.
Waller's got a season high 5. And Perry walls up. Most points by a Bruin since 2017, Aaron Holiday. What a day for Tyler Bilodeau. I mean, on 19 shots to get to 34 points, Don.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of guys who get 34 need 34 shots.
Just 6 free throws.
You know what's fun about that, Tyler Bilodeau, is that going into a long break, I didn't ask him, but I'm assuming he'll go home for Christmas, finishing on this note. And I think for this UCLA team, you know, struggled in the first half against Cal Poly. Yeah, came back and blew them out in the second, but I think they'll feel good. Were there still some mistakes here this afternoon? Yeah, there's a few, but I think based on the score and how this game went, feel good about heading into the break and coming back to practice and getting ready for that first game against Iowa.
And the offense humming, 90 points the last 3 games. Cyrus Grady to shoot 1 and 1. He's 1 point away from tying his career high at 21 points. Eric Freeney the rebound. Williams looks for help. Daly the pump fake. Pretty well.
The pump fake pass.
Got the defender to bite.
I would say most of the time, Carlo, if you pump fake a pass, you're going to travel.
UCLA has done a good job of taking care of the ball, as they always do under Mick Cronin. Just 9 turnovers today. Bruins are often top of the leaderboard as Tyler Jones slips. Freshman. Spillman around the defense and in. Out of Long Beach, California, went to Pacifica Christian High School. Perry stops, turns, and an offensive putback.
Sure that wasn't a pass?
Perry will say it's a pass. You know, it's crazy when you think about this non-con and the slate for UCLA before the restart. Their 3 losses, the combined record of those opponents, Don, are 35-2.
And some would argue if Bilodeau hadn't missed a Cal game, they'd only have 2 losses.
Corner 3 skips off the front of the rim. This is a well-tested team going in to 4 of 5 on the road in the Big Ten.
I think they're ready. I think they understand where they have to improve. But offensively, it's got not just Bilodeau and Clark, the whole team offensively confident.
24 seconds. UCLA leads by 30. Behind 34 from Tyler Bilodeau. Trent Perry, 12 points, 7 assists. He's got 7 of the team's 16 dimes today. And just a wealth of skill with those guards. You look at the 2 sandwiching Bilodeau and Clark and Dent, and then Perry off the bench.
Guys that don't live here, how fast can I shower and get to the airport?
4:05 is waiting. Spillman. And Daly the rebound, and he will dribble it out. UCLA undefeated at home here in the non-conference as they take down Riverside for the 7th straight time, 97-65.